in a bit.
I'm coming in real quick to address something. What about Keith Porter Jr.? First of all, may he rest in peace, and my condolences to the family. One of the persons that's really close to me, this is their relative. Who is Keith Porter Jr.? You may ask. Oh, well, let me tell you. He was 187 by ICE prior to Miss Renee Good. And you want to know why you haven't heard about him? Because he's an African American man. And in every news report there is, they are not humanizing him. They are labeling him as an active shooter. Well, he was unalived on New Year's Eve, and the active shooting was he was 187 by off-duty ICE agent. Let's put it there first, okay? They label him as an active shooter. However, he was shooting in the air celebrating the new year, which is something that a lot of communities do on New Year, on 4th of July. In the state of California, they do it for any given reason. But the news does not humanize Mr. Porter, may he rest in peace, but they humanize Renee Good. Now let's take away from her murder, because that is unfortunate, but they label her as a mom, a caring community person, a partner, and even I did, because I was not up on game about what happened to Mr. Keith Porter Jr. But unfortunately, I did know he passed, because my friend, my bestie, who is her relative, had posted, "May my cousin rest in peace." So my brother had to come on my post and say, "Hey, T, this ain't the first person that was unalived by ICE." And since the media has humanized Miss Renee Good, may she rest in peace, and have fallen behind that agenda, black media needs to come out and exhortate this issue to bring awareness to that. I know Najee Ali is advocating for him and the murder of this young man. He was a 43-year-old girl dad. He had 2 children, 110, 120, both girls. They say he loved to fish. They say his nickname was Pooter. And he was just a community-oriented young man. He's from Compton, but the incident happened in Northridge, California on New Year's Eve. So I want you to take the time out to Google Keith Porter Jr., because he is a young man who was unalived by ICE 7 days prior to the Renee Good situation. And we need to get the word out, and we need to back, I believe Ben Crump now is on the case, and we need to back Ben Crump, we need to back Najee Ali, and getting the word out and demanding answers, because the media humanizes Renee Good, but they call Mr. Porter an active shooter, when that couldn't be further from the truth. So you see how the systemic racism in this country continues to rear its ugly head, and it's only going to get worse, because we got the devil, the lead Klansman, sitting in the Whitey House. So I want to say and bring awareness to the life of Keith, and I would like to wish him and his family condolences, and I want to be part of the unscripted, unelected black media that gets the word out about Keith Porter Jr. Long live Keith Porter Jr. He was, if we're going to back any issue, if we're going to be as outraged by Renee Good's unaliving, we need to be, the same outrage needs to be done for Mr. Keith Porter. And we that speak to the camera need to let people know who this gentleman was, that his death matters, that his life matters, and we need to humanize him, because always, in as far as a black man is concerned, he's always disrespected in the schools, in the workplace, and even in death. And we're not going to stand for it, and we're not going to have it. So long live Keith Porter Jr. He is a man. He's a girl dad. He's a beloved family member, and we need to get the word out about him. Shout out to Najee Ali for advocating for him, and shout out to Attorney Ben Crump for getting on the case to find the family answers. All right, y'all, spread the word. Google and hashtag Keith Porter Jr. and let the world know that we are calling for action and attention and awareness to his case as well, just like Renee Good. And this doesn't take away from Renee Good's unaliving, because that was horrific too, because ICE is out of control. Now, I want to switch topics to something, because, you know, I see a lot of gloom and doom and, oh, the world is never going to be the same again type issue. And let me say, it gets bad before it gets better, right? And my word for this year is to hold the line. Is to hold the line, because, you know, the scripture tells us what's going to happen and how the story is going to play out. If you believe in scripture, no matter what faith you are, the faith say the pure-hearted win in the end, right? So make certain that you keep your heart pure as best as you can in these situations, because seeing this type of stuff happen every day will definitely make you want to give up and want you to be negative. And I fell into that trap of constantly being negative and have a negative way of thinking. But you have to check yourself. You have to do some self-checking, and you have to do some things that make yourself feel happy and have some positivity in your own space and in your own square. Because if you depend on this world to give you peace and give you happiness, it's not going to happen. You got to quit asking for it. You got to take it. Understand? And we got to hold the line. Hashtag Keith Porter Jr. Hashtag Renee Good. Hashtag Black Media. Get the word out. And also go support Najee Ali and his activism efforts for the family to get answers for them and what happened, and get justice for them, what happened with Keith Porter Jr. And also shout out to Ben Crump for getting on the case. All right, y'all, that's my message for today. And you take care, and I'll see you on the next one. And like I always say, you know, I'm gonna change it up. Keep it peaceful, but stay gangster. All right, peace.
Keith Porter's mother, overcome with grief at the Candlelight vigil in Carson, where she raised him. This is the second memorial in a week for the father of two shot and killed in Northridge by an off-duty ICE agent on New Year's Eve.
Took our loved one from us. You murdered our loved one, and it's not fair. It's not right.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, the off-duty ICE agent heard gunfire near his apartment and went to check it out. That's when DHS says the officer encountered Porter holding a long rifle. Advocates say Porter's gunfire that night was his way of observing the holiday.
Well, yes, it was illegal, but at the end of the day, it's American tradition.
I'm 80 years old. It's happened as long as I can remember. That's one of the things that happens. People shoot guns as part of fireworks and celebration of the new year.
But the agent allegedly ordered Porter to put down the weapon, and when he didn't comply, DHS says the off-duty officer fired his service gun. The agency claims Porter fired 3 rounds at the off-duty agent before he was killed.
This is a human rights issue.
The 43-year-old's death touching complete strangers. Judy Vaughn from Mid-City drove 20 miles to Carson for his memorial instead of marching at an anti-ICE protest closer to home.
We all need to recognize the shared humanity and come together. And I just wanted to be here to be a part of this group saying his life is valuable, his life matters, and we need to speak out in as many ways as possible.
While LAPD investigates what led up to Porter's final moments, people here want the off-duty ICE officer identified, arrested, and charged.
Hurt, lost. It was my brother. He was my life. He was my kid's life. He was the life of our family.
Organizers say on Tuesday that they will attend LAPD's police commission meeting to petition the chief to make Keith Porter's death investigation transparent. Organizers also acknowledge the shooting death of Renee Good, who was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minnesota. In Carson, Tim Pulliam, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.